what happens when the PAGOP endorses a candidate too early? Well, what happens is it kind of eliminates the primary process the following spring. If they put their stamp of approval on somebody, it really deters other people from jumping into the ring.
Typically you have, several candidates, and you choose the one that best aligns with you and your values. And we aren't given that this year.
We want to make our own choices about our health, and we want to make choices about who we want to vote for too. We're not going to be told who to vote for 14 months ahead of time, having absolutely no say in it.
But we folks over here in the grassroots of Pennsylvania, PA, we're just not down with that. We don't want anybody speaking for us. We never have, we never will.
The decisions for this election should be made by the voters, not for the voters. However, when the PAGOP endorses it before the primary, it's just one of the things that does is it manipulates the voters. Sadly, people will think, well, if the GOP endorses someone, then that's who I need to vote for. And yes, that's the way people think, and I can tell you because I was one of those. No more.
I am 100% on board with having more than one candidate to vote for in the primary. I like Stacey. I actually have a lot of respect for Stacey. However, there's risk versus reward. I have worked with Senator Mastriano for years on the freedom. He's the guy that stood up, one of the guys that stood up during COVID. He is one of the guys that has continuously helped when necessary to keep our freedoms in multiple ways.
Supporting this write-in campaign and wanting an actual primary the way it's supposed to run does not mean we are divided. It means we want to protect the process, and unity comes after the voters choose who that primary candidate is.
We need to protect the process. That's not what the primary was for. We need to protect the process and let the voters decide.
We can confidently say that this is a win-win scenario, bringing success just for making a public statement of our support for Doug Mastriano and our detesting of the PAGOP's actions, who had no right to try and circumvent the process with their early endorsement, depriving the people of their opportunity to consider and listen to the positions of more than just one hand-picked candidate of the establishment.
I'm definitely going to write Doug Mastriano's name on that little line on my ballot that says write in. I encourage you to do the same. I think that it would send one heck of a message to the PAGOP. It would send one heck of a message to leadership. It would send one heck of a message to the left. It would send one heck of a message across the Commonwealth, and I think it would send a very loud message all across the country, quite frankly.